Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, Auburn police arrested 4 men as part of an ongoing drug investigation this morning. Officers served a search warrant at 14 Lake Auburn Avenue around 2 a.m. During the search, officers and detectives seized nearly 14 ounces of meth, more than 4 ounces of crack cocaine, 4 ounces of cocaine hydrochloride, and nearly 15 grams of fentanyl. They also seized a semi-auto pistol with a loaded magazine, a money-counting machine, suspected drug proceeds, and drug packaging materials. Police arrested 50-year-old Dwayne McDowell of Auburn, 58-year-old Gary Plow of Auburn, 26-year-old Darnell Andre of Rockland, and 19-year-old Jaden Andre, also of Rockland. Each face drug trafficking charges, and they're all being held at the Androscoggin County Jail. The investigation remains ongoing. Meanwhile, a garage and home in Hancock County were destroyed by a fire earlier today. The Hancock Volunteer Fire Department received a call of a fully involved structure fire at 26 Horsing Around Way off Washington Junction Road just before 7 a.m. Fire Chief Chris Holmes says when crews arrived, the garage was in flames. Holmes says the wind caused the fire to spread to the home, which is approximately 4 feet away. Everyone, including the pets, were able to make it out safely. Mutual aid came from Ellsworth, Lemoyne, Sullivan, Sorrento, Dedham, and Northern Light Ambulance, all traversing dicey road conditions to help battle that fire. The Fire Marshal's office and Red Cross were also called in to assist. There were some tense moments on Saturday when police raced to a report of a shooting in the city of Belfast. As it turns out, the caller was faking the entire situation. Police say fake emergency calls like this one are becoming a growing issue. AJ Douglas tells us more.
Police say a male called 911 claiming he shot his brother to death Saturday at a residence here on Union Street in Belfast. But it all turned out to be a hoax. According to a press release from the Belfast Police Department, a male called the Watteau County Emergency Dispatch saying that he had shot and killed his brother at 5:39 p.m. Dispatch notified units to respond to the reported shooting. While police were en route, the caller claimed that he had shot his brother again and said he would not come out if asked by police. Officers arrived at the scene and evacuated the residence, at which time the caller then admitted the entire ordeal was a joke. Police are investigating the caller for false public alarm. The caller could potentially face criminal charges. The Belfast Police Department continues to search for the caller. In Belfast, AJ Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is seeking the public's help while they search for 17-year-old Crystal Bursey. Bursey was last seen at approximately 1 p.m. on Saturday in the town of Howland. Crystal told her family she was walking to the Dollar General store in the town of Enfield. She has not been seen since. She was last seen wearing a brown fur jacket, off-white sweatshirt with brown sleeves, blue jeans, and a pink backpack. If you see her, you're asked to contact the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office. That number is 207-945-4636. Public Works has been out all day doing all they can to keep up with the storm. Our Devin Dagnall met with Bangor police officers and Bangor Police Public Information Officer Jason McCambly to get a better idea of just how bad those roads were today.
Surprisingly enough, snow and ice are slippery again this year in Maine. We've been to, since around 7 o'clock last night, about 2 dozen accidents. So yeah, just slow down, people. Slow down.
Because of weather conditions and the need for plowing, the city of Bangor has put a parking ban into effect.
So you may not park in the downtown area overnight. If you do, you're probably going to get your car towed.
Those at Bangor International Airport seem to be having even less luck than those on the road.
I got hope.
Passengers flying out on flight 979 with service to St. Pete. Unfortunately, they have decided to cancel this flight.
Due to weather conditions, almost all of the flights in and out of the airport were canceled.
Welcome to Maine. The weather's horrible. It won't stop. It won't let up. We're trying to get to Florida to have a good vacation, but we're stuck in the airport. We're having fun.
The delays that later became cancellations began the night of the 15th, which caused a few hopeful passengers to camp out in the airport overnight.
Last night we slept on the floor for a couple hours in the airport, and then the security guards brought us cots and we slept on cots, and it was freezing.
Refunds were offered for flights that were canceled, as well as rescheduling for those determined to get out of the state.
The road's still pretty dicey out there, and hopefully people are taking extra caution if they need to go anywhere. But when is all that going to let up? Well, we're going to turn things over to Jeff Weller with a look at our first forecast to find out.
All right, Peter, thank you. What a day. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. And okay, so for us, advisory-wise, winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories do continue through tonight into tomorrow morning. But this thing is beginning to wind down now after we did this today. Mainly a sleet event. Places got 5 inches of sleet today. Still a little freezing drizzle out there, some light snow in there as well. But overall, the worst of this one is over as it winds down tonight. Here it is now. You can see the coverage is decreasing in coverage and intensity as it pushes off out of here. So overall, though, still some light snow showers tonight, some light freezing drizzle, but the intensity, though, is way down on that. Temperature is critical today, right? 31 Millinocket, below freezing, right near freezing here in Bangor. That was our problem with the sleet across our area. That will wind down tonight. So our forecast then for tonight, though, is cloudy skies, a bit breezy out there, still some ice to get through, not a lot, just a little, with low temperatures near 30. Your full forecast is coming up. Peter?
Alrighty, Jeff, thanks so much. And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll hear how people across the country are recognizing Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We'll have that story and more when we come back.
Finding the right vehicle for you and your family can be a daunting task. At Varney Buick GMC, our expert staff is here to make the journey as painless as possible. Our goal is to get you and your family in a vehicle that will best fit into your lifestyle. Communication is key, and our team makes sure to be completely transparent throughout the process, informing you on all of your options. Come experience Varney value, only at Varney Buick GMC.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home, chances are you have a lot of questions. Norm Prouty has answers. Learn some tips and tricks and explore some beautiful new homes on the market. The Norm Prouty and Donnell Baker Real Estate Show, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on Fox 22.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has you covered. Front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, hybrid, or fully electric. Brand new 2023 Kia Sportage, Sorento, Soul, Forte, and more. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or the affordable Sporty Forte with 41 mpg highway. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground. Odland Road, Bangor.
Save my life, and I will save this hospital.
We're losing him.
Clear.
The Resident season finale, Tuesday at 8/7 Central on Fox.
Coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll have an update on the structure fire that broke out yesterday morning in Hancock on the Washington Junction Road. Plus, we'll hear about the progress of the construction of the Herman Athletic Field Complex. And we'll hear from meteorologist Evan Biggs, as always, regarding these icy conditions. All of this and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. Today, communities around the country are recognizing Martin Luther King Jr. Day with tributes and commemorations. President Biden delivered an address in Washington talking about the progress that's been made since the civil rights movement of the 1960s. Fox's reports from Atlanta.
Parades filling up streets all over the country Monday, marking Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Let us march on.
For many, it's a time to reflect on his message of peace, service, and equal justice for all Americans.
I see people coming together as one, but it should be like that every day.
Free at last! Free at last!
Civil rights and community leaders highlighted the progress that's been made in the decade since Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s March on Washington in 1963 and his I Have a Dream speech.
We are living that part of the dream. Black people and white people today are joining hands and living the American dream.
Many also say there is still more work to do to achieve equality.
We have not yet gotten to the mountaintop. We have not yet climbed to where Martin Luther King envisioned us.
President Biden delivered an address to the National Action Network in Washington, D.C., where he touted recent legislative accomplishments aimed at helping black communities, as well as the historic appointment of Ketanji Brown Jackson to the Supreme Court.
You know, this is a time for choosing. Will we choose democracy over autocracy, or community over chaos, love over hate?
The president also called on Congress to approve voting rights legislation, which failed to pass last year. In Atlanta, Charles Watson, Fox News.
And in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Governor Janet Mills issued a statement recognizing Dr. King. She said, quote, "Through his life and deeds, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. reminded us that progress requires participation and that America's promise can only be fulfilled when our founding ideals of liberty and equality are extended to all people," end quote. Governor Mills reminds everyone to celebrate the dignity of all people and that prejudice against anyone, regardless of race, religion, or ethnicity, should not be tolerated. Well, meanwhile, Senator Angus King says the day holds personal memories for him. He sent out a statement earlier today saying in part, quote, "On August 28th, 1963, I sat perched on a tree limb on the National Mall and listened as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. told a crowd about his dream that one day America would truly embody the idea that all people are created equal. His words still echo in my ears." King went on to say, quote, "While Dr. King's vision is far from being fulfilled, Congress has made great bipartisan progress to realize his dreams." In other news, Herman town leaders hosted a groundbreaking ceremony this morning for much-needed upgrades to Pottle Field. Our Matthew Jurancic was there and has more.
1, 2, 3.
Braving the weather, Herman officials were able to break ground and officially kick off its athletic complex improvement project.
Just fantastic. It's been a long project to get to this point, and it's just so satisfying. And I just can't wait to have everything be done.
The upgrades to the Herman athletic fields has been in the works for more than 20 years. Parents have been complaining that they needed to upgrade the lights at the fields. And now with the financial donations from Barry Pottle and the guidance from Paul Soucy, this long-awaited project is supposed to be done by June.
We are adding a multi-purpose turf field as well as an 8-lane rubber track that will provide opportunity to all of our sports, our athletics, our programs, as well as the middle school, Herman Recreation, and the greater Herman community.
Chelsea Pottle-Demon says she's grateful to see this project come to fruition.
My dad really started getting involved was when I was in school, and it was exciting for him to see his kids be able to use this field, and now it's a whole nother generation of him being able to see his grandkids use this for years to come.
Even though the group says these upgrades are necessary, Steve Thomas, chair of the Herman Track Committee, says it's the lessons these kids learn on the field that are even more important.
It's going to help basically encourage the kids to work as a team. It's going to help them set goals. It helps really develop the kids, and I think they're going to benefit from what we're doing here later in life.
The hope now is to have students taking the field by late spring. In Herman, Matthew Jurancic for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Drivers in Maine continue to pay a little less when they fill up at the pump. Gas prices fell 1 cent per gallon over the last week. That according to Gas Buddy's survey of more than 1,200 stations around the state. The average price now sits at $3.34 a gallon. That is 13.5 cents a gallon lower than a month ago and 37 cents a gallon lower than a year ago. Patrick DeHaan, who's head of petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy, says, quote, "We've seen somewhat of a mixed week at the pump, with some states seeing gas prices rise while other states have stabilized for the time being. The good news of late has been the continued decline of the average diesel prices, which fell more than a penny per day last week. Standing tall in New York Harbor, the Statue of Liberty is one of the most recognizable landmarks in America. Now, a company in Orland is proud to be helping to preserve that historical monument with stone quarried right here in Maine. Our Jody Hersey digs into the details.
With each measurement, chisel, and precise cut, the 65 employees at Freshwater Stone in Orland are making memorable stonework for individual Maine customers as well as customers across the country.
We do anything from some old lady's cat marker, for a cat that has passed, to giant monuments for the FBI that we did a few years ago, St. John the Divine in New York, which is a church that's never been finished, so they called on us to help finish some steps.
Freshwater Stone just completed a year-long project with the Statue of Liberty. The statue is inside Fort Wood, an 11-point star-shaped defense system located around the sculpture on Liberty Island in New York.
The statue is located in New York Harbor, so it's being constantly bombarded by different environmental elements, mainly salt water and rain, snow. So having a hard granite will really last hundreds of years.
The interior portion of the wall surrounding the statue, called the parapet, has been crumbling. So to replace and reinforce the wall, Freshwater Stone supplied close to 1,000 pieces of freshwater pearl granite from Frankfort, Maine.
If someone can see our work and it doesn't look like it was freshly fabricated, that's when we've succeeded.
Freshwater Stone is expanding, and Odin says he's looking for even more individuals to join the team and help with future projects.
Our goal, with the Statue of Liberty is to be able to provide a really great product for that landmark. And if more work comes, that's great, and we hopefully will get that.
In Orland, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Such a great story. We just love to highlight all the great work that's being done here in Maine. And when it's being done on a scale like that for a national monument, it makes it even cooler to be able to talk about these kinds of things. All right, well, still to come on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22. We'll have the latest on classified documents found at President Biden's home and office. That story and much more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
It's your Monday morning and your Friday night. It's your suitcase, your hotspot, and your movie theater. It's your car. Find it at Quirk.
Come try one of our daily specials at Pat's Pizza in Hamden.
Tuesday, spaghetti or ziti with meatballs or sausage, only $5.50.
Wednesday, large one-topping pizza, only $8.50.
Thursday, get an oven-baked wrap for only $6.
Friday is fish and fries for only $8.
And Saturday, get a small one-item pizza with a fountain soda, only $8.
Bring the family to Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road, North Hamden. Maine Commercial Solar offers a variety of services including solar systems design, sales, maintenance, and installation. Maine Commercial Solar can help you with existing or new systems. We offer packages for installation by others, or we can help you build your own solar array, smaller residential, or anything in between. Maine Commercial Solar is currently hiring in Herman for multiple positions. We offer competitive pay, a 3% IRA match, vacation, holiday time, and a family-oriented environment. If interested, please call Jason at 848-7486.
If you're eligible for Medicare and Medicaid, a Medicare Advantage plan from Anthem Maine Health can come with all the benefits you want and zero compromises. Just go to anthemainehealth.com/answers or call 855-753-3928 for a one-on-one Medicare plan review. Ask about our $0 monthly premium plans that include dental, vision, and hearing coverage, along with transportation, a free gym membership, and $0 copay for prescriptions, all for zero extra cost. Plus, you could be eligible for extra benefits to help you save even more. We have plans with up to $2,500 a year to help you pay for over-the-counter health items, groceries, and living expenses like cell phone, electric, or water bills, all on a single prepaid MasterCard you can use at thousands of locations nationwide. Call Anthem Maine Health at 855-753-3928 or visit anthemmainhealth.com/answers and get a Medicare Advantage plan with zero compromises for you and your wallet.
It's a really cool winter day. I want to go outside and play.
Go outside and play in the newly refreshed 2023 Subaru Outback with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive starting at $28,395 with 3.9% financing available. It's your Subaru. Find it at Quirk.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
The questions swirling around the discovery of classified documents at President Biden's Delaware home aren't going away, especially after the finding of more documents was announced over the weekend. Some Democrats are concerned over the nature of the discoveries, and they're calling on the White House to come clean, while House Republicans are gearing up to get answers. Fox's Caroline Shively reports from Washington.
What in God's name is that all about?
That was President Biden's question for Republicans' tax plans on Monday. Turns out, Republicans have similar questions for Mr. Biden over classified documents. The president's lawyers announced this weekend that an additional 5 documents were found at Mr. Biden's Delaware house last week, in addition to those found over the last 2 months in his garage and former office.
This White House has been so inconsistent and so hypocritical from day one.
Biden's team hasn't been fully upfront about each discovery. They say it's a balancing act to be transparent while also respecting the integrity of the special counsel's investigation. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland tapped former U.S. Attorney Robert Hur to lead the Biden investigation. That's after he named a special counsel in November to look into hundreds of classified documents found at former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort.
When my friend Mr. Comer says we're just looking for equal treatment, that's all we're looking for. I think it's good that this is in the hands of special counsels on both sides.
On Monday, the White House released a statement saying that House Republicans have no credibility and that President Biden is doing the right thing. But legal experts point out mishandling classified material is a crime.
By the 4th discovery and the other details that have come out, it's really impossible to spin this to say that it's not a very serious violation.
House Republicans are now demanding visitor logs for the president's home in Delaware, but his lawyers say they don't exist because it's a private residence. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, the Pentagon steps up its training of Ukrainian forces as the fighting along the front line intensifies. Fox's Alex Hogan has more from Kharkiv, Ukraine.
American service members now training Ukrainian troops in Germany as the fighting in Ukraine rages on. It's part of a new expanded combat readiness program, which includes specialized weapons training and complex combat maneuvers. The military says the goal is to get a battalion, about 500 troops, trained up and back on the battlefield every 5 to 8 weeks. A similar program will start in Oklahoma this week, and the Pentagon says if it is successful, it will be expanded.
This is part of the discussion and part of the training that you see already taking place in places like Europe to enable the Ukrainians to train on these systems and then employ them effectively.
Meanwhile, Ukraine is still reeling from a weekend of heavy Russian airstrikes targeting mostly civilian areas. Here in Kharkiv, the destruction is widespread. 4 S-300 missiles hitting critical infrastructure and industrial facilities. And in the city of Dnipro, they're still pulling bodies out of an apartment complex that was hit on Saturday. At least 40 civilians are dead and dozens more are wounded. The attacks come amid heavy fighting on the Eastern Front, with Russia still looking for a breakthrough and suffering heavy casualties.
His ground campaign is sort of stalemated. It'd be the best way to describe it. But his air campaign, what he resorted to, was to destroy the physical infrastructure of Ukraine.
The Russian military is denying that it targeted civilians over the weekend, saying that the attack, quote, achieved its goal. In Kharkiv, Ukraine, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
A new report says more than 500 people have died during anti-government protests in Iran since September. That includes dozens of minors and security personnel. It's the result of outrage over the death of a woman detained by authorities. Fox's Trey Yingst has more.
Today marks 4 months since Iranian civilian Mahsa Amini died in a Tehran hospital while in police custody. Her death after being arrested for improperly wearing a hijab sparked nationwide protests and put unprecedented pressure on the leadership of the Islamic Republic.
The hands of foreigners were obvious behind the protests. What America did and various European countries did was obvious.
U.S. officials have publicly called on countries around the world to support these protesters, but there are no indications that America or its allies are directly involved in organizing the gatherings. Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, speaks weekly about the ongoing demonstrations, but never takes any blame for the unrest. The 83-year-old authoritarian has ordered a harsh crackdown on protesters in the streets of Iran. More than 500 people have died during the protests and 20,000 have been arrested. Now, a new human rights report says at least 100 of those in police custody face the death penalty. Already 4 men have been publicly executed by the regime. With a struggling economy and no progress on a fresh nuclear deal, officials in Tehran have shifted much of their focus internally, unfazed by Western criticism of their support for Russia or brutal domestic policies.
Due to the sending of drones from Iran to Russia and the protests going on in Iran, I think that the Iranians were never that enthusiastic to go back to the JCPOA.
If Iran continues to build its nuclear program as expected, the nationwide unrest may be the least of its worries. U.S. ally Israel has pledged to launch a widespread attack against Iranian nuclear facilities unless the Islamic Republic changes course. In Jerusalem, Trey Yingst, Fox News.
Today was a national day of mourning in Nepal, honoring the victims of the country's deadliest plane crash in 30 years. Authorities are now investigating the cause of that crash, which claimed at least 69 lives. And as Fox's Greg Palcott reports, a major discovery will give investigators a clearer picture.
Search teams making a critical discovery, locating the flight data and cockpit voice recorders 1 day after a Yeti Airlines plane crashed in Nepal. This haunting video was taken by one of the victims minutes before the flight plummeted Sunday on its approach to the airport in the foothills of the Himalayas. The plane was less than a minute from the newly opened airport when it suddenly veered left and crashed into a gorge, erupting in flames and killing dozens on board. Search crews and rescue workers were rappelling nearly 1,000 feet to search for bodies and comb through the wreckage as investigators work to determine what caused the plane to go down on a mild day with little wind.
Unfortunately, terrain is very difficult to get all those dead bodies out from the crash sites and crash areas.
68 passengers, including 15 foreign nationals, as well as 4 crew members, were on board for the 27-minute flight from the capital, Kathmandu. Now hundreds of family members anxiously waiting outside the hospital to have the remains of their loved ones returned so funerals can be held.
They should hand over the bodies to us.
Meanwhile, the country honoring those victims Monday with a national day of mourning.
We are doing this to wish peace to the soul of those people.
According to records, the aircraft was 15 years old. Citing safety standards, Nepali Airlines have been banned from European Union airspace since 2013. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, rainy weather continues to pound areas of California, a state that's been dealing with just the opposite problem for a while now. We'll be right back.
The Celebrity Music Play-Along game is here.
Shake it off.
Celebrity Name That Tune, Wednesday on Fox.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
BuyAToyota.com is Toyota's official website for deals. With the most comprehensive selection of Toyota offers available, you'll see every official Toyota deal out there, including offers not seen on TV. Plus, you can search inventory and get a free independent trade-in value. Right now, you could save with 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more. BuyAToyota.com when you officially want the best deal. Toyota, let's go places.
In recent years, we have seen many major shifts in the housing market. Maine Val has the experience and expertise to analyze these changes to provide a clear and accurate service for all your real estate appraisals. From estate and tax planning, divorce litigation, and other legal matters, we offer services to all our communities across the state of Maine. You do not have to navigate this turbulent market blindly. Trust in Maine Val's extensive experience to make highly informed decisions. Contact us today at 573-3222.
Create the perfect spaces in your home for 2023 at the Furniture Gallery. Entertain in style this year with a new dining set. Have room for everyone on movie nights with a big sectional with extra seating. Feel more rested with a new mattress from Serta, Restonic, or Nectar from the Furniture Gallery. Kick back and save an extra 10% on our entire recliner selection and save up to 70% off clearance items. Support our Maine family-owned business and save money. The Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
Special Forces is the hit of the season. No! At Fox Wednesday, we put these celebrities to the test.
Who do you least trust? Pick a number now.
Number 14.
In war, there is no place for resentment.
I have a child. Don't let me down.
I just don't trust myself physically.
See why this show is a must-watch.
Go! Free, free, free!
Special Forces World's Toughest Test, all new Wednesday on Fox.
The 19-year-old alleged Islamic extremist charged with attacking 3 NYPD officers with a sword on New Year's Eve is the latest example of what law enforcement officials say continues to be one of their most challenging threats: lone wolves. Fox's Laura Ingle has more on how law enforcement is tackling the difficult trend.
The greatest threat to us in the homeland is lone actors in small cells, typically radicalized online, using easily accessible weapons against soft targets.
The lone wolf scenario has been an increasing threat for years.
It's hard to infiltrate a group when there is no group. It's one individual.
Retired FBI Supervisory Special Agent Jack Jupin says lack of manpower and legal limits are some of the biggest challenges.
We cover every lead. We do the best we can, but if we don't find evidence of a crime, it's hard for us to really justify continuing.
According to the National Consortium for the Study of Terrorism and Responses to Terrorism, there were over 100 domestic terrorist offenders in 2021, and nearly half of them acted alone. In the New Year's Eve machete attack on 3 police officers here in New York City, FBI agents had the suspect on their radar. A family member tipped off law enforcement in mid-December that 19-year-old Trevor Bickford was becoming radicalized. Bickford was interviewed by the FBI but was still able to carry out his attack. Recently, the FBI warned of a growing threat by extremists advocating for the superiority of the white race, a category agents believe is the most likely to conduct mass casualty plots against civilians, as we saw in Buffalo last May. An FBI spokesperson tells us lone actors may decide to act quickly, which also makes it harder for law enforcement to detect and stop their plans. In New York, Laura Ingle, Fox News.
There are growing concerns about the increasing number of law enforcement fatalities. The number of officers killed in gun-related incidents was up 21% last year from the average over the past decade. Fox's William LaJeunesse explains and examines some of the reasons from Los Angeles.
We in law enforcement have been treated like crap for the better part of a decade. We've been demonized, we've been denigrated, and people just have less and less respect for law enforcement.
What's going on there? Case in point, October, Las Vegas.
Get out of the car, get out of the car.
18 shots and Officer Deb, one of 64 killed last year.
We should let Officer Ty's death serve as a stark reminder of what the men and women who wear this uniform every day face.
Criminals shot 334 officers last year, almost one every day.
I shouldn't be here tonight, having to do this again.
In California, 2 deputies from the same department died in the last 2 weeks. Darnell Calhoun shot Friday, responding to a child custody fight. Isaiah Cardero shot during a traffic stop.
My heart's broken for that family, for us as a community. 2 officers in 2 weeks, it's just...
So why the increase? Well, following the murder of George Floyd, many activists denigrated all cops.
We need to defund the police.
Yes, I support the defund movement.
Not only do we need to defund, but we need to dismantle.
Police say that rhetoric produced policies we see today, shorter sentences, and a system that increasingly delivers no consequences.
We have a culture of lawlessness that has gripped this country. It's been fueled by an open border, rogue DAs, activist judges, a revolving door criminal justice system, and generally a society that tells people you're no longer accountable for your own actions.
Cops also blame progressive prosecutors and judges for not putting violent offenders away longer and for prisons for releasing them early. According to federal data, more than 60% of violent offenders reoffend within 2 years. In Los Angeles, William Lajeunesse, Fox News.
Meanwhile, more severe weather is threatening millions in California as another round of rain soaks the state. This after weeks of relentless rain is being blamed for widespread flooding and nearly 24 deaths. Fox's Jeff Paul has more from Malibu, California.
Following a series of severe storms, California getting one last gut punch from Mother Nature. Rain and snow continues to fall on the already storm-battered state, making travel treacherous, forcing evacuations and prompting new fears about more flooding.
This has been an unusual season.
At least 10 storms dropping more than 40 inches of rain on parts of California since the end of December. Millions are under flood alerts this holiday weekend as another round of atmospheric river storms slams the state. While relentless rain has helped ease some of the drought conditions, it's also to blame for rising rivers and streams. Drivers facing dangerous conditions with roads inundated with water, washed away or closed because of the fallen debris. Statewide, thousands of homes have been evacuated. First responders called to rescue hundreds trapped.
In the city alone, 5,000 homes evacuated, 1,600 people displaced at one point, 400 people rescued.
But not everyone survived the storms.
These weather events have taken more lives in the last 2 years than the wildfires. That's how deadly these are.
Meanwhile, snow is the concern for those in the Sierra Nevadas. Officials issuing a backcountry avalanche warning for parts of the mountain region through Monday.
I'm kind of wishing it would quit for a while. I'm tired of it.
Over the weekend, President Biden approved a disaster declaration as folks clean up the destruction left in the storm's wake. The weather is expected to dry up by the end of the week, giving the Golden State some much-needed relief. In Malibu, California, Jeff Paul, Fox News.
And here in Maine, we've been seeing some precipitation as well. When will that die off? Well, Jeff Weller's in next with our full 5-day forecast. Stay tuned.
The winter storm out there now will wind down tonight. We'll get a break in the action through much of tomorrow and for Wednesday before another system later this week. Those details for you when I come back.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Napa knows how to stay warm. And with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are the perfect cold weather gear. No matter the job, no matter the weather, you'll be ready for anything. And while you're here, sign up for Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
When the Katahdin General Store wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to the KG for fishing, hunting, and camping supplies, souvenirs, unique gifts, apparel like Lazy One, fresh sandwiches and baked goods, the beer cave, liquor, and a variety of takeout items. Welcome to your Family Fun Entertainment Center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy. Movie Rocket has newly renovated cinemas, and the Starcade features all the best video and arcade games around. Movie Rocket, 268 Audlin Road in Bangor, and at movierocketbangor.com.
I never get the flu.
My kids don't need more shots.
I don't have time.
We're all healthy.
No matter how you build your excuses, the flu can blow your house down.
I can't believe I used up all my sick time.
I missed a week of school during finals.
Now my baby has it because of me.
The hospital?
Keep your foundation strong. Vaccinate.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Pictionary. This is the most amount of shade I've ever seen thrown on Pictionary, and I have to tell you, I like it.
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. Come see what the Varney value is all about. And all right, so today, this was us, right? Slippering and sliding all over the place with rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. And in some cases, a lot of sleet and snow. Still have advisories out there right now. This is a winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory. They linger into tomorrow morning, but the worst of this system is behind us now. Still some light snow and some freezing drizzle to get through tonight, but overall, the worst effects are over. After we did this today, many areas saw 3, 4, 5 inches of sleet. So the road crews are out there now kind of busy moving that around. But the damage is done, right? That'll linger into tomorrow morning, likely with delays all night long into tomorrow as we clean up this mess out there right now. We don't do that very often. How does it happen, though? Well, the air above us today was pretty much above freezing, so we call that an inversion. The air down here at the surface was right at freezing, so the precipitation leaves the cloud, falls through the above freezing temperatures, then hits the earth where it's below freezing, and we get that freezing rain and sleet. We had that out there today. It's coming to an end, though, tonight, and tomorrow's going to be a pretty nice afternoon and a very nice day getting in here on Wednesday, followed by our next system getting in here later on Thursday. All right, so here's the radar again. Very active all day long. The purple colors are the combination of rain, freezing rain, and sleet. Mostly rain down east and coastal areas right now. This will change over, though, to mostly snow tonight for an hour or 2 or 3, and that could give many of us a quick 1, 2, 3 inches of snow. Then our attention turns toward the west, and notice what's going on here, right? Another system here, another system here, another system here. We're in a very active storm track right now, so we'll keep this going with the next one getting in here on Friday. On Friday, though, Thursday night into Friday, it's going to be colder around here. Looks like primarily a snow event getting in here later on Friday. Okay, so visibility now is still reduced. There's that freezing fog out there, a little bit of light snow in here too. That could give us an inch or 2 or 3 of snowfall tonight. In fact, here's Futurecast showing the light snow bands out there tonight. Here's 2:30 in the morning. It gets out of here pretty early tomorrow. We'll call it decreasing clouds all day, but still staying partly cloudy tomorrow. And then some more clouds increase on Tuesday evening into Wednesday, but Wednesday should be a pretty nice day around here as we get some clearing throughout the afternoon before our next system gets in here later on Thursday into Friday. Okay, so here we go going forward. So snowfall looks like this. A quick 1 to 2 inches of snowfall is possible tonight into early parts of tomorrow morning with temperatures hanging out near freezing today. We'll do that again tomorrow, so we're not going to melt much snow or sleet across our region for tomorrow. Our forecast then tonight, so light freezing rain, sleet and some snow, maybe an inch or 2 of snow with low temperatures down near 27. For tomorrow, all right, so clouds and some sun, a little bit of sun. High temperatures back up in the low to mid 30s tomorrow. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows a story, right? Lots of clouds on Wednesday. Thursday looking sunny, and then Thursday night our next system gets in here with snow. That snow could be heavy at times on Friday. Peter?
Alrighty, Jeff, thanks so much. So we got some snow from this system. That's some really good news for winter weather enthusiasts, outdoor winter activity enthusiasts such as myself too. We'll be definitely eyeing that storm coming Thursday night into Friday. All right, well, sports is coming up next with Ryan Sudol. Stay with us.
Hood is the cottage cheese lovers love. Why? Our country style has more protein than hummus and less sugar than yogurt. And our expertly blended flavors are a taste combination you can't recreate at home. Now that's cottage cheese. Hood Cottage Cheese.
Family owned and operating in the Bangor area for more than 10 years. Crosby's Welding is here to help you. We specialize in steel, stainless steel, and aluminum welding and fabrication. We serve many of the local industries from Maine lobstermen to the commercial trucking industry and everything in between. Fully mobile on-site construction services right down to custom signs and fire pits. Fast, friendly, reliable service. Give us a call today for a free estimate, 974-7815.
When the More True team of Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The More True team works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. Find new experiences, find new roads. Qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for around $399 a month. Or current Chevy owners can get $2,500 total cash allowance when you purchase.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
It's Battle of the Ages.
These old geezers better work.
This old guy's here to play. This is a joke. Hell's Kitchen, Battle of the Ages, Thursday on Fox. Hey everybody, Ryan Sudol here. Thanks for staying with us. No local sporting events Monday, but we got you covered. Starting with the ice. Maine women's hockey was ranked in the top 20 in the nation before their break, but have since hit a wall. The Black Bears have lost 4 straight since returning to play this month. In all but one of those games against Boston College, UNH, and Northeastern, Maine held a 1-point lead at one point. First-year coach Molly Engstrom already has some big wins under her belt, and she says that the team needs to focus on that full-game mentality that brought them those early W's early on.
One of the messages to our team has been you gotta get out of the gates right when they drop the puck, and you have to play for 60 minutes. We've proven that if you don't, it doesn't turn out well, and
right.
If you do, you battle, you can beat teams in this league.
Black Bears' next 2 games will be Friday and Saturday as they host Boston and Boston College. That Saturday game against BC will celebrate 25 years of the women's hockey program. Engstrom says that the amount of history that they have is really interesting and takes pride in how the alumni has embraced the current squad.
It's really cool. I like looking at the old pictures that are around here. I think it's fascinating. It's so fun. So they're really invested in us. They're excited, and us as well.
Okay, let's stick with hockey and go down to Boston. The Bruins are at the top of the Eastern Conference and have won 5 of 6, trying to keep that hot streak going against the Philadelphia Flyers Monday afternoon. First period, Pavel Zacha off the pass from Krejci finds David Pastrnak at the doorstep for the goal. That's his 34th of the year. 1-0 Bruins early. Still first, Zacha with the slap shot takes a fall, but it doinks off the crossbar and in. 2-0 after 1. Third period, Bruins up 4-0, and on the power play, Pastrnak off the tap for Brad Marchand sends it home, his second goal of the game. It's 5-0 Bruins, and how about a little hometown love? Jeremy Swayman, the Maine grad, his first shutout of the year. Bruins win the game 6-0. Hey, and how about some bonus hockey? The red-hot Maine Mariners facing off against the Reading Royals Monday. No score in the first. Mariners some great passing as Pat Shea finishes with a beautiful goal in the lot. 1-0 Maine, still in the first. Shea wheels around the net, fires it off a defenseman's skate. It's 2-0 Mariners. And now late in regulation, Mariners up 3-2. Shea, the former UMaine star, is going to net his first professional hat trick off this empty netter, leading the Mariners to a 4-2 win. They've now won 6 straight and are 10 games over 500 for the first time ever. Okay, let's go to the hardwood now and to Boston again. The Celtics are at the top of the NBA Eastern Conference and have won 6 games in a row. Seems to be a pattern with Boston teams. They faced the struggling Charlotte Hornets on Monday, and it would be a record-breaking day for one Jason Tatum. Here we go. This performance had even the fans in Charlotte in awe. First quarter, Celtics lead. Tatum takes it past Bryce McGowan's and to the hole for the slam, and he's just getting started. Second quarter, Marcus Smart to Rob Will. To Tatum, gets in front of everyone again and throws it down again. Fourth quarter now, Celtics up 7. Tatum against Dennis Smith Jr. Call him Jason Tatum Jr. He makes him his son on the nasty step-back 3. And finally, under a minute to go, this game's over, but don't tell JT. Fakes out Melo Ball. Of course, another 3. 51 points. Tatum breaks the Celtics record for most 50-point games in a season. They win 130-118. That's all the time we have for sports. I'm Ryan Sudol. We'll be back right after the break.
Where do you go when you need a real estate appraisal? Who has the experience that I need? Who can I trust? Maine Val has over 30 years of experience across the state of Maine in providing top-quality real estate appraisal services. Contact us today and speak with one of our many licensed professionals. Maine Val, quality delivered on schedule. Call us today at 207-573-3222. That's 573-3222.
Looking for a new work experience? Fox and ABC Bangor are partnering with local employers to feature the best local job opportunities, like this one.
Bonham Masonry is currently hiring for general laborers and experienced masons. On-the-job training is available for those with no experience. We offer paid time off, travel pay, IRA, and health benefits. If interested in applying, please contact Dan Bonham at 323-5304.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer.
And some call me the King.
There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
Say goodbye to lag times and death spirals with our crazy fast fiber internet. At GoNet Speed, we've dropped our prices on fiber. That means hello to fast fiber internet starting at just $49.95 per month. Or go up to 1 gig, that's 1,000 megabits per second, for only $69.95 a month. The lowest prices we've ever offered. No contract, no hidden fees, no joke. Visit GoNetspeed.com to check availability in your area.
Call Me Kat is back with all new episodes.
Does anyone else hear a chorus of angels?
Maya and Bialik stars in Call Me Kat, Thursdays on Fox.
Welcome back. Good news for coffee lovers. Despite its mixed reviews throughout the years, it does seem that coffee carries some benefits for your body, especially for your liver. Fox's April Baker breaks it down.
There's more to a cup of coffee than what meets the eye.
Writing these grind settings down and charting everything is all about the process.
When talking with Everett Hamby and Wyatt Henry at Three Pines Coffee in Salt Lake City, they say it's more like a science involving different coffee flavor profiles and extraction methods.
It involves a lot of problem solving to create good coffee.
But coffee is also proving to be a good remedy for patients with liver diseases. That's what Dr. Richard Gilroy says. He's Intermountain Healthcare's liver transplant medical director.
Coffee's greatest benefits are in alcohol-associated liver disease and also in fatty liver disease.
Both cause excess fat to build up in the liver, and if left untreated, can lead to liver scarring, cancers, and ultimately the need for a liver transplant. Gilroy says Intermountain Healthcare and University of Utah Health Systems saw 119 Utahns need liver transplants last year, a record number.
I think what we need to also do is say, let's give everyone a little helping hand in the morning.
And that helping hand is in the form of 2 to 3 cups of coffee per day, caffeinated or decaf. Also, Gilroy says pay attention to what you put in your coffee. Avoid heavy cream and sugars. Drinking it black is best. But coffee can only do so much to curbing this problem that impacts millions nationwide.
What we need to work on, however, in the community is addressing the risk factors, which is obesity, which is continuing to rise.
Gilroy says lifestyle changes like eating less and exercising more can make a difference. all while you enjoy that morning cup of joe.
A game-worn jersey from a late legend goes up for auction. Sotheby's is selling Kobe Bryant's jersey that was worn in 25 games during Bryant's 2007 to 2008 MVP season. The iconic number 24 Los Angeles Lakers jersey could fetch as much as $5 million to $7 million at auction. The item could be Bryant's most expensive item ever up for sale. Well, it's a fortunate time for kids as an excess amount of toys has retailers offering major discounts. The toy industry is taking a hit in toy sales, with sales declining by 3% from January to September of 2022. According to a market research firm, retailers are now offering discounts as they're stuck with more toys than they can sell. The markdowns are also happening due to shipping delays, and stores received needed toys after the 2021 holiday season, which created excess supply levels. Ben & Jerry's new flavor of the year is meant to be enjoyed by all. The Oatmeal Dream Pie is vegan and gluten-free, and it features oatmeal cookies from Partake, a maker of vegan and major allergen-free cookies. Along with vanilla ice cream, the flavor also features vegan oatmeal and marshmallow swirls. Oatmeal Dream Pie is the company's 6th non-dairy flavor, and it's available now in the U.S. Sounds pretty good on a night like tonight, Ryan.
And back to that Kobe jersey, I have to ask you, what is your prized possession of sports memorabilia, if you have any?
You know, it's definitely something a lot lower scale than that. It might be something
you wouldn't be working here.
Yeah, exactly, right? For me, I think maybe like the coolest thing would be like a ball from a Fisher Cats game from when I was a kid. And that was a really cool thing at the time. Yeah. But, you know, looking back, it's not like that big of a deal. But I think getting any kind of memorabilia is huge for a kid.
Phil Mickelson's golf ball when I was 7.
Way.
Yep, he saw me following him around all day at this golf tournament in Westchester, New York, and his caddy pointed me out, and he realized, he was looking at me the entire day. So he comes up to me, gives me a ball, and I say, "Thanks, Phil," and he says, "You're welcome."
That is so cool.
It was the best moment of my childhood.
And props to the caddy, too, because Phil was probably so focused on the game that like he probably had no idea. You know, like he wasn't looking into the crowd, but for the caddy to see that,
for real,
and I'm sure that he was happy to oblige there too. So that's awesome. Do you have it in like a little box or anything?
I don't know where it is. I think I lost it.
Oh my God! Well, you better pull that thing up because I want to check it out. If you can ever find it,
I'd
love to take
it. It's back home in Jersey.
All right, that's great. Well, that's a great story, and thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 22 News at 10. I hope you have a great rest of your evening, everyone.